Hey everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we are unboxing War Room, which is an absolutely enormous box. So to give you some context, this box is longer. Yeah, it's definitely longer than the Kingdom Death Monster box. The dimensions in this way, I believe, is a little bit thinner, so it might be the same total area in there as KDM, but definitely an enormous box. This is a game that came to my attention. I love Twilight Imperium 4th edition, and you know that massive scope. And this is, of course, based on World War II. Brings, you know, the Axis and the Ally factions, and is a full global event here. Excuse me, full global event here. So very much looking forward to getting into this. Now, before I unbox this massive game, I do want to mention our sponsor, StoneValleyGames.com. This is your friendly, distant game store. They have all kinds of great stuff over there. RPGs, board games, card games, collectible card games, adventure books. Go check them out. They probably have something to scratch whatever your tabletop itch is. They also have some really cool programs. If you live in the continental United States and you order $100 or more for them, they'll ship to you for free. If you are in the United States military and you're stationed overseas at an AA, AE, or AP address, they'll ship to you for free. And they also have a loyalty program for return customers. So go check them out. All kinds of great stuff. There is a link in the description below. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, of course, the best way you can do that is subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. All that stuff helps enormously. However, if you also would like to help out monetarily, you can leave a super thanks in the comments below, or go check the description. There's always one or two other ways you can help out as well. All right, and so now let's get into this box. We're going to unbox War Room 2nd Edition. Okay, so right away, the packing in here, that reminds me of when the box came in, the actual, when it arrived in through FedEx, I believe is how it came. The external box had these plastic guards that wrapped over the corners to help maintain those corners, help protect them in shipping. So clearly a lot of thought has gone into making sure this arrives in as pristine condition as possible. All right, so as with all my unboxings, I know very little about the game itself, other than, you know, the general overview of the game and all that. But in terms of the components, there's going to be a lot of guesswork here, so keep that in mind. I like to go into these unboxings as fresh as possible. So we've got the morale board here. All right, and two different sides. Let's see if I can pick out the differences here, but we got a casualty to stress conversion, you know, stress, North Africa war in Europe, and war in the Pacific thresholds, global and Eastern Front thresholds. Okay, so there's the differences here. British, Soviets, United States, Germany, Italy, Imperial Japan, same thing. Okay. Force advantage. Force advantage, blacks and whites miss for side with fewer surface types. Port advantage. We've got different aircraft up here, different ships down here. Same thing over here. No. Aircraft. So strategic bomber, air, ground, and so aircraft. But then down here we've got land units and stuff, armor and artillery and infantry. Okay. And then here again. Okay, so this is the same thing. The bombers, fighters, armor, artillery, infantry, and then over here, fighters, battleship, carrier, cruiser, and a submarine. And here's the board itself. You know what? Before we pull out the rest of this, let me set the board up and just I gotta see what this looks like. This thing is huge. Oh, and actually, look at this. Before I assemble the board, this fell off the bottom. I thought this was actually part of the box. This was a flyer in has assembly instructions here. So it shows you, you got to apply the labels to command tokens, spare command tokens, apply labels to jumbo flag tokens, prepare card holders, assemble world map, how to pack the components. That's cool. A note on dry erase charts, replacement parts and extras, and then learn how to play and translations. Cool. Speaking of which, I will be creating a how to play video for this as well. Okay, so the map is built now. Obviously, there's something missing here, which I'm sure we'll get to in the box. But let's show you the rest of this. There it is over there. And this pretty much takes up my entire, you can see there's the edge over there, my entire game topper. So pretty cool. Probably when we play, I mean, there's some space here, but when we play, we'll probably have some extra tables that we'll use to keep all of our stuff on here. You can see we've got, I guess, railroad tracks is what we've got going on here on the map. And then you've got all these extra, spots here, which are clearly islands and stuff like that. So very cool. Oh yeah, and so here we go right here. Actually, this, hold on. We'll go like this. Yes. So on here, nice, a little kind of a reference for you. You got the turn order area here. You've got mass desertions, or else it goes this way. Cumulative, homeland status start, acceptable stress, labor and civil unrest, dysfunctional infrastructure, supply line disrupted, economy collapse, mass desertions. Man, so there's a lot going on here besides just the battles themselves. So let's pull this back down, see what else we got going on here. So here are the dry erase boards that were mentioned a second ago. All right. We've got reference, phase sequence. And this is cardboard here, y'all. So phase 1 through 7, direct national economy. See, definitely a lot going on here besides just combat. Direct national economy, strategic planning, movement operations, combat operations, refit and deploy, morale, production. And then for phase 4 combat operations, so you can see on here, that's the smallest one on here because you just come over here and you've got this all laid out here. Battle setup, conduct air battle stage, resolve raids, conduct surface battle stage, battle debrief. What is this? Quick battle. Oh, the rule book. Okay. All right. Oh, and here are all the stickers. Okay, be very careful here because we got to get these done properly. Okay. And then the rule book. So looking at this, we've got the game components, world map features. The actual setup begins here on page 6. And then we have summary, optional quick play rules, designer notes, expansion, advanced optional rules, war room, so scenarios, all right. And so really, I think page 25, I mean, it has the end of the game, victory and defeat here, but I believe these two parts are going to be important as well. So 6 to 25 are the rules. It's only 19 pages or so not super terrible. And then for these scenarios, we've got global war. So I'm guessing, this is depending on how many players are playing, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? Is it? I thought it only went up to 6. No, 6 player full game. So I'm not sure why there's the 7 factions. Obviously, that'll become clear as I get set. Oh, player 1 is playing China and the United States. I see. Okay. So global war, you can play Oh, you can play any of the scenarios with different player count. Well, actually, I guess you can't. So to play 6-player, you got to play Global War. And this is the first scenario, right? Yeah. So then War Room scenarios, you can do just war in Europe, and you can see how you would break the map down depending on what scenario you're in. This one's up to 5 players. War Room scenarios, War in the Pacific, 3 players here. So China and British by 1 player, United States, and then Imperial Japan by the other 2 players. There's a 4-player game in North Africa. And a 2-player game. That's interesting. Eastern Front 2-player, Soviets versus Germany. Italy is not used and is considered to be focusing on the Mediterranean theater. Okay, so very cool. I did not know that they had a 2-player specific scenario. Very cool right there. Okay. All right, so we've got these. All right, so obviously we're going to have to, I believe there's some stickers that are going to go here. Perhaps we will get all of that taken care of. All right, so now let's look under here. Oh, yeah. All right, so okay, so obviously this is some sort of, you got oil, iron, and OSR. Not sure exactly what that is, but clearly resources and stuff like that. Here's some of these pieces that are going to get stickered. Let's take a look at the United States. A lot more pieces there. Okay. I am curious. So, this side has those resources. This side has something a little different. Maybe those are just... Maybe not. Maybe those are the same resources, just with icons. All right. So then you've got it for, obviously, the British, Russians, or the Soviets, the Germans, the Italians, and the Japanese there. Let's see. Let's look at here first. All right, so these are all, we got Germany, Kingdom of Italy, Imperial Japan, Soviet Union, ROC, People's Republic of China, British Commonwealth, and United States. So unit movement operations, military production. So interesting. All right, so I don't know if you're actually jotting down what you're doing in secret or whatever, but obviously there's a lot going on here. I love that you've got these sort of almost passport looking books here to keep all this information in. Let's see, we've got this deck of cards. You know what we've got, I'm sure. Yeah, so these are resource charts there'll be some pegs there, nation storage trays. These are the territory cards. Okay. So Eastern United States, there's a lot of cards here. Eastern United States, Central, Western, Alaska. And then the Aleutian Islands, Hawaiian Islands, Midway, Johnston, Samoan. On the back shows you where it is. New Caledonia. It just goes on like that. All the different places, all over the world. Neutral locations. All right, so that's what all these are. We've got all these tokens here. Really thick cardboard. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty chunky there. Got these dice. These D12s with different colors on there. Very curious how that's all going to work. That's just to keep things in place. Ooh, I don't want to spill whatever this out. How's this go? Oh, there. Oof, that would have been a mess. Okay, look at this though. So we've got, obviously there's artillery there. We've got armor. We've got ships. Infantry. That's awesome. Very cool. All right. Love that case too. That comes right out. All right. But put that back in there, and that is pretty sure there's a magnet on that. Yeah, definitely a magnet there. And the last thing we'll take a look at is this one over here. There we go. Some more of these tokens. There's the pegs for the resource board. Man, ton of great stuff. I'm so excited for this game, y'all. I've got a bunch of friends coming in town in August, and that's when we're going to play this. And I will maybe even record about an hour of that once we get into it. But I'll certainly be bringing a instructional video for how to play this as well. Maybe, I might even get one of the two-player video, the two-player scenario, film that maybe once. Anyway, that is War Room 2nd Edition. Very, very excited to get into this. Thanks so much for watching this unboxing. Be sure to come back for all the other fantastic videos we've got coming up. We've got how to play Frosthaven, how to play Aeon Trespass Odyssey. We've got some Kickstarter stuff coming up soon, some paid previews and instructional videos for Soulspire, which is an expansion for Perdition's Mouth, as well as something else. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And until next time, if you're bored online, bored offline.